tried to pull out. You know that if we got Medicare for all, you would make more money, right? You know that you would make more money if we got Medicare for all, right? Because your employer keeps the amount, like the money that they spend on healthcare, and takes it out of your paycheck, and we could just fund healthcare with an income tax, and you would actually make like substantially more money, right? Yeah, you would pay more in taxes, but it wouldn't be more than what you are currently paying your employer for your healthcare. You would be making more money. For example, if you're like making $50,000 a year, for example, right? If you're making $50,000 per year, your employer is essentially paying around $15,000 for your healthcare, and they're extracting that from your paycheck. So your actual compensation is around $65,000. If we got Medicare for all, you could be paid $65,000, and with a 6% tax on your income, you would still be making $11,000 more dollars. Like, yo, you're really gonna turn down $11,000 more dollars because you stand so hard for your private insurance? Yo, like, you stand so hard for your private insurance that demands co-pays, that demands premiums, that demands the arbitrary limit that you have to hit before it kicks in, and then it doesn't even cover everything. Or you could just have a 6% income tax where you're still making more money than you were before, and it covers everything. I don't know about you. The math seems to be in favor of the Medicare for all plan, especially if you like making money. Isn't it crazy how people who contribute to society can afford healthcare? Weird, huh? House of Steel, isn't it crazy how society still has to pay for people who don't have healthcare? Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird how when you look into the numbers, it actually costs more to allow people to not be covered by health insurance? Isn't that kind of weird? Isn't it kind of weird that if we had Medicare for all, we would literally be spending less money? Isn't that kind of weird? Pretty weird to me. This is called the oh yeah, thank you. Yes, a deductible. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry, Musashi Koi Katana, you try remembering every single facet of the US healthcare system after you've been streaming for 9 hours straight. Society pays for homeless people. Why aren't you talking about that? House of Steel, I do talk about that. I argue for the decommodification of housing via housing first policies. It costs less money to house the homeless. I think we should do that. Banksy, you farted. I hope you have a Tums ready. True. It is also specifically a Medicare for all organizing stream, as evidenced by this graphic. All these ideals inspire laziness? No, they don't, actually. The burden on you would be to show that they inspire laziness. I'm a super sharp sword. Fight me. I'll fight a sword. I'll fight a sword any day. Swords can't move. Checkmate, atheists. You sound like people that don't contribute and just bitch about how hard life is. House of Steel, did you know that we could live in a society where people aren't dying because they can't afford healthcare? I don't know about you. I'd personally prefer to live in a society like that. I don't know why you prefer to live in a society where people just die because they don't have money, but I think that's a dumb idea. How do you feel about people referring to you by dude? Oh, I don't care. Is your blade a rapier? It is indeed. I like it. A friend of mine sent it to me. It's nice and light and makes a cool sound when I swing it or stab with it. I'm a magical sword that can move. Well, I'd still fight you any day because I have an anti-magic field. Oh, snips. Oh, they to be clear, they are misgendering me. that they are intending to insult me. I just don't very much care if they do insult me, because their insults are weak, much like their will and brains. What's wrong with 80 hours a week? Well, if you look at the history of labor relations in the United States, people literally fought physically, like, took up arms against the idea of working more than 40 hours a week. And guess what? If you keep forcing people to work 80 hours a week in order to survive, they're going to do it again. That's the... You know that whole line about those who don't remember history are doomed to repeat it? It's going to happen again if you force people to work too much. The economy is getting stretched, where the lower end is getting priced out of survival by the richer end. Capitalism promotes a strategy where if you have money, you are way more capable of making more money with less work. Keyboard Turner Overdrive. First off, congratulations on your first comment in my stream. Second off, you are 100% correct. Having more money makes it a lot easier to make more money. Having less money is actually more expensive than being wealthy, and there's just a whole lot of systemic issues when it comes to overcoming poverty that a lot of people like to ignore. No one is forced to work any amount. House of Steel, are you forced to, like, if your option is either to be homeless and die of starvation or work, are you being forced to work? If your alternative is death, are you being forced to work? I would argue yes. I would argue that you are still being forced to work even if there's not a person with a gun directly to your head. Exactly. Coconut Island, everybody. We're all familiar with Coconut Island here. The coconut clip, please. You know what? Can I just use the Vosh clip? Vosh does it so much better than I do. And I'm not directly, I'm gonna pull up the Coconut Island clip, because something tells me the emphasis on dick sucking will get through to these people, and I want to have a genuine conversation with my libertarian brothers. Are we? I don't know the tale. Oh, Coconut Island. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. It's animated. Perfect.
Right now, in our society, which is market-oriented, if you don't like using the term capitalist, there are exploitative forces on the average person. They have to do certain things or they don't get to enjoy a certain quality of life. They're forced into doing some things. How would this change in an ANCAP society?
That's life. You have to do stuff.
Wait. So your argument is that there is just going to be exploitation no matter what? You're not saying it wouldn't be exploitative?
No. Hold on, no.
Too bad, Musashi. Medicare for All would cover people like me. But guess what? The good news is I am also for Medicare for All, and I want it to cover people like you.
No, see, now you're changing the question. You didn't use the word. The way you phrased it was not with the word exploitation.
Coercion.
You said that you're going to have to work. You said you're going to have to work to enjoy a quality of life. Yeah.
Nah. Clay plays, I don't think we should give everyone everything they want. I think we should give people what they need to live in a modern society. There's a difference. I do not believe in coercing people into performing labor. Apparently, y'all are okay with slavery, though. But I guess that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how life works.
Okay, I think.
Sure.
Okay, wait. So you have to pay
welfare,
taxes to enjoy
rent
quality of
seeking,
life.
But rent seeking is a product of government. Being able to work or being able to
Moro,
get value without
same. People
putting
should
in
give me
effort or value is a product.
Everyone, give me money now for putting up with dipshits like this for hours every day, and for putting up with death threats literally every time I stream, and for giving you 9 hours of unadulterated Jack content. Give me money now, please. Pointless, thank you for the 100 bits.
Product of is this rent-seeking concept that is a product of statism. It is
Okay,
a
then
perversion
taxes are
Spooky,
just
thank
a
you for
part
the
of
100
life.
bits
If
as
you
well.
want there to be basic necessities that everyone can enjoy, taxes are just a part of life. You need to fund those somehow. They get taken if you decide
Well,
to work
sure, but there's a
Wait, Mail Rights USA, does Cuba do people working in Cuba own their workplaces?
better way. Yeah, but there's a better way than that.
Snips,
we can
that
have
is
a voluntary
great.
system
Advertise
that
me.
achieves the same
How
things without
would
all this
Fala, thank you for all the
perversion.
that
bits.
system
Paladin Lost, thank you for the
not
bits.
impose coercive measures on the workers of its society?
Wait, I'm saying a
Entrama,
voluntary
thank you for
system.
gifting a sub.
If it's voluntary, where's the coercion? Like, are you implying some other definition of coercion
let me
here?
ask.
We finally arrived at the Coconut Island analogy. Okay, all of you chuds in chat, listen up.
You a
Did I
very,
miss something?
let me ask you a basic question, okay? Let's say that you are on a plane, and that plane crash lands on an island, okay? There are only a few survivors. In fact, there are only 2. And you wake up after the first one does. By the time that you have woken up, the other survivor in this plane has claimed all of the coconuts on all of the coconut trees, stacked them on their pile, sheltered that pile with all the wreckage from the plane, and declared they own it. And they say that they would be willing to give you said coconuts if you throat their cock. Now, would you consider that to be a voluntary interaction? Is that a voluntary interaction?
I pose the same question to you, Chuds. Is it voluntary if someone says your options are either starving to death on a desert island or deep-throating my cock for food? Is that a voluntary interaction? Is that voluntary? Tell me. Can someone pay for my sex change, please? If we get Medicare for all, sure. Depends if they like deep-throating, I suppose. Oh, okay. Okay, so House of Steel, you don't think, for example, I guess you think slavery wasn't compulsory? I mean, it's essentially the same thing, right? You had the option between death and performing labor. I guess that's optional in your conception of the world. They had a choice. Also, Ambrick, thank you for the 10 tier 1 subs. I really, genuinely do appreciate that from the depths of my heart. My cold, decrepit, jaded, diamond-skinned heart. I mean, I would rather die than be a slave, so yes, they still had a choice. See, House of Steel, I love that you've gotten to the point where you're just like, yeah, slavery wasn't coercive, man. No one's forcing you to work under capitalism. No one's forcing you to work under slavery, man. Like, yo, do you understand how, like, pea-brained you have to be to get to that level? I pity you. I genuinely want Medicare for all to pass so that you get the mental health that you need to function in society. Dude, Cuba's thriving, though. I don't care if Cuba's thriving or not. I want to know, do the workers control their workplaces in Cuba? Slavery wasn't forced upon you. You could have killed yourself. Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'm a strong grown man. Shit self. Constantly. We won't under socialism. You know that definitionally, socialism requires workers to own the places where they work, right? You understand that, right? If you don't understand it, I would love for you to tell me what you think socialism is. Because I guarantee you it's not what you think it is. I'm just very curious about what you think. Exia Ross, just remember it when you have money. Workers of the world unite. What's the point of owning a business if you can't make a profit? There isn't one. Which is why you should collectively own a business. That's why I would like us to switch to democratic worker co-ops. Structures that we have currently under capitalism, I just want them to be the majority structure we have in our country. Because guess what? I care about the workers earning stuff. I don't care about the entrepreneurs earning stuff. Entrepreneurs can suck my big cock, okay? It will not work out in your favor. I don't own a business for anyone else but myself. Tried to pull out. That's what I want, but for everyone in society. And guess what? I've owned my own business for the last 10 years, so I feel ya. As a small business owner, I feel ya. Small cock, which is why you're trans? Wait, people with small cocks are trans? Damn, that is way different than the... You know what? That's actually a much different approach to transness than I've ever heard before. So, anyone with a small dick is trans. That is an interesting idea. And sure, you don't care about investors, but they're needed. Male Rights USA, you can do investing through the government. The government can invest in things. In fact, the government would be incentivized to invest in democratic worker co-ops because there's a better return for the government. Parkside Twan, no, they do not. Yeah, what exactly, at what size is a dick, does the dick make you trans? Right? Like, is it like 5 inches? If you have a 5-inch cock, are you trans? Is it 6 inches? Like, at what point does the cock size make you trans? And additionally, how many cocks have you had to investigate to come up with these parameters? A dick under 1 inch is considered a clitoris? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's very open-minded of you, House of Steel. What is your sample size? Yeah, exactly. How many cocks did you have to investigate to come to this conclusion? Oh, they got real quiet real fast. Oh, Cly plays. I don't know if you've been transphobic. You've just been dumb. There's a difference. All cocks under 69 inches are trans. Hot take coming. If you were injured in the military and get disability checks, that's also socialism. If you're anti... Yeah, if you're against things like decommodified housing first solutions, why are you pro homeless veterans? Why are you pro homeless veterans? Oh, no. Let me clarify. Opinions other than my own are fine. There's plenty of room for disagreement on these issues. It's just that none of the points of disagreement that you've offered have been good at all. I brought up criticism of your ideas, and your response was small dick. That was your response. A very intellectual rebuttal. If someone disagrees with you, does that make them transphobic? No, if they're transphobic, that's what makes them transphobic. If someone disagrees with me, that's fine. If someone comes in here and calls me a dude, yeah, you're being transphobic. Making a profit by owning a business is fine, but degrading worker pay because the investors are more important than the heart of the company is insane. Most investors want a return on the sale of the company or increase its value. They're not depending on dividends. People can still invest and get value if the company concentrates on improving the company rather than squeezing every drop out of profits. Everyone is trans confirmed. True. Under socialism, all cocks are trans. But you're a dude? Oh, but I'm not. You're just wrong. Defunding the military is how you invaded? Invaded what? Oh, okay, is how you get invaded. I gotcha. well, we could cut our military budget literally in half and still be one of the most heavily funded militaries on Earth. Like, we have a bigger military budget than the next 10 countries combined. I don't think we're going to be invaded by anyone anytime soon. Literally the only way we would be invaded, even if we cut our military budget in half, would be like if every nation on the planet united to like destroy the United States, which like is only going to happen if you live in a Tom Clancy novel. We can cut it. Mail Rights USA, you know we still have enough nukes to like glass all of China, right? You know that, right? Like, what do you think China's gonna get out of invading the United States with its military? They don't need to do that. They just need to give us money, and eventually we'll be so indebted to them that we'll be their little pet, their little pet pig. We have more nukes than China, and we have better air defense systems than China. What are you talking about? We, like, again. You subscribed on Solo Ventiladores. I think you're very cute and... Oh. Thank you, XY Chelsea. What these troll idiots want. China's just on par as we. I don't know. We spend a lot more on our military and we have way more nukes. I don't know what you're talking about here. Like, I mean, I guess one of the major pluses is that China hasn't spent $1 trillion on an airplane that decapitates you if you need to get out of it. But other than that, no, we're far and away way more advanced than China. The United States wouldn't do anything with our nuclear arsenal if China invaded because they also have nukes. No, what the fuck are you on about? Yo, nah, that country would be glass. What are you talking about? We pay way more for our stuff than China does? Yeah, that's capitalism, baby. Wait, Mail Rights USA. No. The reason we would shoot our nukes is if China invaded. What the fuck are you on? Yeah, if we were getting invaded, we would nuke just about anyone. North Korea invades the United States? Yeah, we nuke them. Afghanistan invades the United States? Sure, we nuke them. Mexico invades the United States? They get nuked. What are you talking about? This is why nuclear powers don't invade each other. It's true. I am an imperialist shit weasel. This is true. If we nuke, we all die. No, we have way more nukes and way more advanced nukes than China does. Like, You realize that by your logic, the USSR should have invaded the United States because there's no way the US would have nuked the Russian soil, which is like the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You literally care about policy to give people more healthcare in America, not real change of capitalism for actually oppressed people ruined by America. Armando, you're wrong. I actually, I push for workers to own their own workplaces. I want people to own their workplaces. Both inside America and outside America, too. Armando Garcia, also, this is specifically an organizing stream for Medicare for All. If you actually watched my shit, I talk about organizing for other causes all the time. I talk about issues in other countries, and I talk about organizing leftist socialism in the United States. But sure, you can be a little piss baby. That's fine. It's true, I do like Vosh. It's my big sin as a leftist. Here's what I do love. I love how Vosh just casually takes care of you, and I used to not understand it, but now I get it. I get talking with Chuds now. You guys are so like ineffectual and meaningless to the wider political conversation in the wider state of politics. I get it. I get how you can just like be dismissed fairly easily. Cancelled. OMG, pearl clutching and shrieking. Vosh bad, Vosh bad. Vosh has a great theme song, I will say that. Vosh whom? Who is Vosh? Vosh is the leftist that other leftists tell you not to worry about. Gosh. Parkside Twan, Chuds go after Strawman script, then go nuclear when it doesn't work, and then admonish you for talking about actual nuclear politics. I heard you were, Wordy Talks, you haven't been here long enough to hear the pitch. So we are doing a Medicare for All organizing stream. I've gotten to the end of kind of my education on why we should have Medicare for All, why traditional private insurance is bad and hurting the country in order to profit a few. And I made all those arguments, and now I really want to encourage you to join the Medicare for All Discord, where we will be organizing to make Medicare for All a reality. Please click that link. The entire purpose of this stream is to get you to click that link that I just put in chat. Please click it. Does Mexico have Medicare for All? I don't know the specifics, but people in chat earlier were talking about their experiences getting healthcare in Mexico and like having kidney stones passed for like $5. So yeah. Why would China even want to invade us? Recall, I don't know. Apparently if we have our military budget, China will invade the United States. Good night, Ambrick. Get good sleep, and thank you so much for all the gifted subs. I really do appreciate it. DC or New York will not exist if we use a nuke. Okay. You realize if China invades, a lot of other cities wouldn't exist in a land war? You get that, right? Yeah, look, y'all, Mail Rights USA, I know that you've been here before. I mean this with all due respect. Your brain is not made for international politics, international relations. It's not made for that. Please don't pretend like it is. It's not a good look on you. Men do matter. I agree. I want men to have healthcare. I want men to be able to survive to the ripe old age of 120, if not more. I walk back to apparently if we have our... No, have with an L in it. Like, cut it in half. I want men to have therapy. Oh man, I adore the idea of men having access to therapy. I really want men to be able to cry. I want men to be able to express themselves in healthy manners and have good relationships with their friends and family. That's what I want for men. And I want them to be able to get the health care and the mental help that they need. Granted, not all men need mental help, but if they need it, I want them to get it. Male liberation, motherfuckers. Exactly. That's what I want. I want to free men from their shackles. Oh yes, it's true. I am a Western chauvinist by pointing out that if China invaded the United States, it would escalate into a nuclear conflict. Yeah, that's me being a Western chauvinist. Men do have access to therapy. House of Steel, I want all men to have access to therapy, not just rich ones. Jaiki, thank you for the follow. Aw, thank you, Jaiki. That's kind of you to say. Actually, it's called a cock cage? Wait, what? That came out of nowhere. What are you talking about? I need more context. Or wait, are you calling therapy a cock cage? I'm not rich and I have access? Do you know how much going to therapy costs? Because it's expensive. Most people can't afford to go to therapy even with health insurance. Even if they have private health insurance, they don't get to go to therapy. Yeah, it costs a lot. Oh, cock cages are men's shackles. Red Pill Advocate, hello. And goodbye. I'm having such a good time right now. We are popping tonight, Entrama. We poppin' and lockin'. Where are all the Ligma males? Spooky, they're right here. They're right here in chat. I enjoy the chuds. This is fun for me. I guess if you go to therapy, you're rich. Yeah, you're better if you're able to go to therapy. You're better off than like the vast majority of people in the United States. Yeah. Armando, if you stop being boring, I might respond to you more. Chuds are content? Yeah, I know. Like, we aren't really supposed to be doing a Chud response stream today. Like, it's all about Medicare for All organizing. Armando Garcia, I mean, like, that's fine if you think that. It's a purely hypothetical exercise. But, again, also the United States has more nukes than any country on the planet. No matter what state the country is in, somebody will be better off than you. What's your point? My point is that most like the vast majority of men in this country can't afford health care or mental health care. The number of nukes will matter. Yeah, actually. In a nuclear war, yes, the number of nukes will matter. We need to get even more men into therapy so they aren't chuds. True! Very true. You hate to see it, folks. the mental degeneration that has to occur to create a Chud is, frankly, terrifying. You see, the average Chud mind is like a piece of Swiss cheese, riddled with holes and stuffed with misinformation. Bones of Doom, thank you for for subscribing and for being part of this community for 8 months. It's almost been a year, baby. Yeah, the amount of nukes is only an intimidation factor, but also they act as redundancies to make sure that whatever we nuke gets nuked. So, yeah. I mean, that's fine, Armando Garcia. I don't want a nuclear war. I don't know why you seem to think that I do. We're... I have no desire for war with China. Male Rights USA, wait, why would I want to leave military strategy to the right wing when all they've done over the last, I don't know, 50 years has gotten us involved in 2 or several wars that we lost? Riverboat Jack wants nuclear war. It's true. I'm a fake socialist who wants workers to own their workplaces and to decommodify healthcare. Truly something a fake socialist would want. River Nuke Jack. I suspect transphobic chuds are attracted to hot Megan Fox lookalikes like yourself who just happen to be trans. Aw. I don't even think I look like Megan Fox, but I appreciate that large compliment you just paid me, Red Pilled Advocate. River Nuke Jack. It's true. It's true. If we get nuclear winter, we can stop thinking about climate change, everybody. It's a win-win. I'm out of here. Gotta take my dogs out. You have a great night. And although I don't agree, I still wish you the best. Stay up. You as well, chat. Clay Plays, you're welcome to come back anytime. You've been a good sport about getting dunked on for like the last hour. I appreciate you. Good night, shitlib. Oh, Armando Garcia, people like you don't get pussy. I have pussy to 8. You are clearly lying. This has been such a good time. I've genuine... Chuds, thank you for making my night. This was a great way to end. I was losing steam, but your social interaction with me made me feel really good. Thank you. Also, I love their ineffectual arguments. It's like a fun little exercise for me to, like, stretch my muscles on those points, you know? I'm a liberal chud here. I'm a communist. Fuck you. You're a communist standing for a nation state? What the fuck? What the fuck kind of communist are you? Exia Ross? Daddy... Did Jack eat pizza on stream last night? No, I ate pizza off stream today. What's your stance on fairy-born nuclear Armageddon? Is that a reference to Artemis Fowl? Is that that seems to like tickle something in my brain. Read State and Revolution. Yo, Armando Garcia, no matter how lefty you think you are, it's pretty cringe to be standing nation states. Yeah, we've been streaming for 9.5 hours now. Can I own the means of production? No one person can own the means of production. Either all of us own means of production or none of us do. We should all own the place in which we work. Cope-lib, you're just mad that China and Latin America are doing socialism. Armando Garcia, remind me again, do the workers in China own their workplaces? If so, it's a pretty weird democratic decision for them to make to have to build suicide nets outside of their factories. That's a weird one. I have to admit. Please give me healthcare. No, Spooky, you see, healthcare is not so, like, having healthcare via decommodification of healthcare is not socialist. You know, improving the conditions of the working class, not socialist. Workers owning their own workplaces, not socialist. Definitely not socialist. Never read anything Marx ever wrote in his life. Socialism is actually when you do state capitalism. That's real socialism. Oh, the party owns the raw materials for production? Oh, wait, the party owns it. So the workers in the factory don't actually own the means of production. They're being told what to do by the nation state, the government. In fact, the government is telling them what to do. So the government owns the means of production, not the workers. And it's not a democratic system of government, so the workers don't own the means of production via political processes either. Very socialist. Very socialist. Very socialist. Harump, 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 harump. The government of China is the proletariat. No, actually, that's not how that works. Imagine being the woman or trans man waiting for Armando Garcia, and instead of getting your pussy ate, you're being told to wait because Armando Garcia needs to make some very good and big-brained points about how socialism works, despite not having any clear idea of what he's talking about. Yeah, House of Steel, to be honest, I forget you exist when I don't see your name in chat. I read way more than you. Do you? Because it doesn't seem like you do. You're my favorite sex worker. I wish you weren't pushed to it by capitalism. I'd probably do sex work in a socialist society. I like it. I like taking pictures of myself and doing videos. Moro, thank you for gifting Armando Garcia a sub. I really appreciate how you are now making him complicit with my operation. Armando Garcia, it's weird. It seems like a lot of your political positions are pretty lap over pretty neatly with like an authoritarian dictator. Like your political positions and like those of like a fascist kind of overlap with each other. I find that very interesting. Like you're kind of echoing a lot of the points that I see Nazis say to me in my chat sometimes. You know, talking about how I'm degenerate and shit like that. It's very interesting to me. Just a casual observation for me. Yeah, funny how that works, Pointless. It's almost like you're just using the aesthetic of communism to whitewash your authoritarian tendencies. Very strange. It's true. Tankies are counter-revolutionary. They actively hurt revolution. Wait. Ooh, fascism. Such a scary boogeyman. I love it, dude. You know what? Armando Garcia, thank you for being the first honest tankie in my chat. Thank you for being the first honest tankie in my chat. Like, just being like, yeah, I'm fascist. You just think that's too scary. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Full Malthusian time. I know, right? Chair kicker. I'm having such a good time right now. I hate that I know what a tankie is. I honestly, I hate that I have enough brainworms that I know what a tankie is. And a Nazgul. I wish I could go back to my more innocent days. It's not fascism. I don't know. It seems like fascism you're gussying up as a kind of leftism. It's funny because you accuse others of like liberals of being fascists, and yet you succumb to the same tendencies as fascists. It's very fun. It's very funny to me. What happened to the pussy you were gonna go eat? Wait, aren't you the real sex-deprived maniac here, going to eat a pussy? Look at you. Look at you. I thought I was the sex-depraved one, but you're the one who's gonna go eat pussy. Or is that just what you call cleaning out your used fleshlight? I can delay gratification. You know, it's weird how you're parroting a lot of the talking points that fascists make. You know, I've watched a fair amount of this John Doyle guy. You might like him. He's a trad-cath fascist. You'd have a lot in common. He's a white supremacist. Fuck him. Yeah, that's the main problem you have with his politics, I'm sure. I love that when I describe a Catholic, a traditional Catholic fascist, the main problem with him is that he's a white supremacist. So if you had a traditional Catholic fascist who wasn't a white supremacist, you'd agree. Yeah, you're a real good commie. Real good communist there, bud. No, Paladin lost. Armando is a shill for fascism as long as it's done by brown people. Or non-whites, you know? It's okay to be a fascist in Armando's world if you're brown. That's essentially it. I'm simplifying here. Maybe there could be like Asian fascists. That would be okay. But you know, yeah. Don't disrespect him, okay? He's totally going knee deep in pussy any second now. Yeah, along with all the books he's read about communism. Yeah, he thought the art of killing was a triumphant tale. Oh, or the act of killing. Yeah. Goodness, y'all are fun. Brown people deciding to use the state in a strong way. Again, I love it. You just admit to being a fascist. This is why I like you. You're like, ooh woo, Western chauvinism, ooh woo, shit lib, ooh woo, liberalism, and then you're like, but actually I would really like fascism, please. No wonder you're such a fake communist, my dude. No wonder you stand so hard for China and its capitalism. Do you have optimal bottom vibes? I feel like that's not up for me to decide as a bottom. It's true, I will be reported to the German authorities. Armando lives inside a pussy cave with 2 wall-to-wall ceiling bookshelves packed with the writings of Marx that he's never read. Being a bottom requires sex. I've had sex. Just fall back on sex and gender shit when you can't talk about class and imperialism. Dude, we haven't even finished talking about class and imperialism. China does imperialism, and you think it's good because they have a red flag. That's literally what you're in favor of. You're like, China doing imperialism? Based. I love it. I'm going to suck that nation state's cock. And you're just like, standing for fascism over here. Which, like, yo, you know fascism is going to, like, try and destroy any kind of communist movement, right? Read Lenin Imperialism. Literally, by definition, China cannot do imperialism. China's not anything close to what Lenin would have talked about, so you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Kami D girl, he's not kind of a clown. He's a full clown. He's been wearing full clown makeup and driving his little tiny car around chat the entire time. It's true. Look, if you call yourself a leftist and you're like, fascism's pretty based though, you're not a leftist. Get the fuck out of here. White woman needs to decide for Chinese people what is real socialism for them. I don't care what real socialism is for them. I care about socialism. I care about workers owning the means of production. And workers don't own the means of production in China. You keep twisting around that central fact. And the bottom line is workers don't own their workplaces in China. China engages in state-directed capitalism, and the way that you shill for it proves to me, and the way that you actively suck fascist dick proves to me that you are absolutely not a leftist. And honestly, in any just world, you would be struck by some kind of meteorite for even claiming to be a communist. Oh, Spooky Midwestern, because A, they're racist, and B, they're not a socialist, they're a fascist. Who also doesn't understand what socialism is, despite claiming to have read a lot of books. Nice reverse racism. It's not reverse racism. You don't like white people, and you're pro-fascist. I do totally get pussy, though. Anti-racism is not racism. I'd agree with you, but I would also caution you that racism and anti-racism is contextual. And if you're standing for Chinese capitalism, then yeah, hating all white people definitely would count as being racist. Posture check. Hey, I'm not white. Will you listen to me? Jack is based and 100% right, my dude. You know what? You know what else Martin Luther King Jr. was? A socialist who advocated for the white working class in America. You know what else? Martin Luther King Jr. understood that socialism entailed workers owning their own workplaces. Unlike a fake idiot like yourself. Oh yeah, Holly Hoomst. Yes. You also you might be white with the name Holly, and white people are by definitionally bourgeois. You're just lucky I didn't go the Farrakhan route, dude. You don't go any route. You went the literal Nazi route. You went like the Richard Spencer route. The only thing that's different between you and Richard Spencer is that you don't like white people and he does. Like, you and Richard Spencer would just be like best buds and would agree to be in different countries. That's literally the difference between you and a literal ethno-statist neo-Nazi. Oh, Exia Ross, that's probably that's a plus for someone like Armando. Oh, actually, I agree. Fuck Israel. But I like Jewish people. It is kind of anti-Semitic of you to assume that by anti-Semite, people meant that you are pro-Israel, though. I don't know, and Armando Garcia, it seems like you'd be pretty fine with imperialism and ethno-states, and also with the neo-Nazis. But, you know, that's just me. That's just my analysis of your basic and heavily flawed arguments that you've presented. Ooh, that's true. Bad Bunny did say the N-word one time. That's true. I don't know anything about Bad Bunny, to be honest. It's pretty weird. I do have to admit, for like someone who claims to be a communist, you're pretty anti-workers there. Anti-worker. You're pretty both anti-worker in general and specifically and weirdly anti-workers owning the means of production. I don't get this, but very interesting.